Hey y'all, welcome back. If you're returning, welcome if you're new.
Yes. My nose itches.
We're knitting in our jeans. I'm Liz.
I'm Carolyn.
And you can find us on Instagram and Ravelry. We have a Ravelry group for this podcast called Knitting in Our Jeans Podcast.
Yes.
We also are individually on there. I'm Liz for you, TOOLIZZFORYOU.
And I'm CPREDMOR on Instagram and Ravelry, but you'll notice that I do a lot of posting on Instagram under Knitting in Our Jeans, and usually I've been pretty good at remembering the -C.
Yeah.
So I've been away this past week, so I've been showing all my knitting in public.
Since you did not feel well enough to get out yesterday to knit in public,
No.
I think you made up more than enough for it.
I was knitting in parks, I was knitting in airports, I was knitting all over the place.
Yeah, you were.
Yes, I was. And so anyway, back now. Yes.
So what have you been working on?
I've been working on a lot of things. Let me just get a couple more stitches on this and I can... Now, you know what? I'll just do this and then I can spread it out.
Yep.
I am almost finished with my Moderne, and we're going to be watching the Tonys tonight. So I'm sure I will finish it. So this is my Moderne. Thank you, Whipper Willie, for suggesting it. I am on my final stripe, and it really was perfect for the yarn that I had because my burgundy was half the amount that I had for the multicolored, which was the Miss Babs colorway of 2017? 2016.
We didn't get 2017 because you got ill.
I'm always getting ill, I swear to God. It'll be nice when I'm done working and I can just take naps. Anyway, I'm almost done. You can see I probably have about 8 more rows to go. So, and then I have ends to weave in. I have been overlapping them in the back so that they do retain tension, because otherwise you're just you're cutting off that color before and not bringing it up the side. So without putting tension on it, you're going to have loose stitches all over the place. So I have been tensioning them. I'm really excited about wearing it. I will be wearing it in the fall because the dress that this goes with, it's kind of a heavier weight dress. Mm-hmm. It is it's a good fall, late fall, winter, spring kind of dress. So I can certainly wear this to a number of the open houses that we have at school. So I am working on this, but I didn't bring it with me when I was in Columbia, South Carolina. What I brought with me was this.
Because Mom doesn't like to bring things that she'll finish because she's worried she will leave the finished object where she is.
Yeah.
Just in case it's
an organizational thing. And I was going there by myself. And the trip down, we'll talk about the trip down, I guess, later on. That trip
so
down
sad.
was awful. But anyway, I brought this with me to work on.
Which is the Carina Spencer
Sugar
Maple.
So it's supposed to dip in the front like that, and that was great. Except in the back, it was straight across. So what I've done is I have...
Are you mirroring it up the same side? Or are you mirroring
opposite.
It over here?
See?
Oh, now I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've only been going on for about 2 inches, and it's starting to dip.
It is. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel the increases with
right
my thumb
there.
back there.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
The dip in the back won't be quite as dramatic as the dip in the front, but at least it'll be somewhat...
And you can make it at least butt covering length, and it'll be...
Yeah, and it just... I love the way it looked in the front, but I didn't like when you went into the back, it was just straight across the back. For me, in terms of aesthetics, I didn't like it. But I did work on this. I didn't knit on the plane on the way down. The flight down from Kennedy was pretty short.
Because you stopped at Reagan.
We stopped at Reagan National. And then I was supposed to run to get on a plane. It was supposed to load at 1:30, and so I had about an hour to get lunch and get on the plane. Well, they said it was delayed. It came in, and then it had a mechanical problem, so then they brought maintenance out there to fix the mechanical problem. And while they were testing the mechanical problem fix, they found a safety issue. Well, God knows you wanted to fix the safety issue, so they were working on the safety issue, and we thought, well, there's a flight at 5 o'clock, we could take that. Well, then they canceled the flight at 5 o'clock and kept telling us that, oh, yeah, you'll be able to get on this flight. We'll fix the safety issue, we'll check it, then we'll go. Well, then one of the flight attendants timed out. Now, why it was only one and not all the flight crew, I couldn't even tell you that either. So the flight attendant timed out. So then they put a call out for a new flight attendant. And then she showed up. And they said, all right, we'll start getting you on the plane now that she showed up. And then all of a sudden one of the pilots waved a hand and said, but I'm going to time out soon. And at that point, at 7 o'clock at night, they decided, now, we've been there. I've been there since 12:30. So at 7 o'clock, they decided, well, I guess we have to cancel this flight too. Great. So I got on the phone. And I called American. I got a seat on the next flight out. And then I went
next morning. Right, Monday morning.
Monday morning. Now, my conference starts Monday morning. It starts, and in fact, I was supposed to be there that night. Between 6 and 8, there was a dinner. I missed the dinner. I was supposed to be arriving in Columbia by 3:30 that afternoon. So, I thought I had plenty of time. So I got on the 6:49 flight out of Reagan National the next morning. Went up to the desk and said, okay, now you need to get me a hotel room. And he's like looking at me cross-eyed. I said, no, I flew in from Kennedy. You dropped me here. This was your connection. You need to get me a hotel room. So he said, right. So then I did get a hotel room. And there was a shuttle over to the hotel, which was fine. So 8 o'clock, I'm finally having dinner. And emailing the conference to let them know I'm still coming. It's just that the plane situation was not good. And then I checked with the hotel to make sure that they would keep my reservation that I was being held up because of the airline. And I have a text message notification on my phone. So in the middle of the night, I got a text, actually somewhere around 3 o'clock in the morning, I got a text message that the flight was being delayed till 7:15. Fine, went back to sleep. Didn't catch the first shuttle over. And meanwhile, they don't serve breakfast at this hotel until 6 o'clock. Meanwhile, the shuttle starts at 4:40. Mm-hmm. So caught the 5:20 shuttle over to National, and now I'm getting text messages. The flight's not going to take off to 7:39. Got another text message. It wasn't taking off till 8:15. So I said, fine. I will go up to the members club and I will get breakfast and I will rest up there till an hour before the flight, and then I will come down. And I went to the gate and checked it, and yes, they had 8 something up on the board, but of course no one was at the desk. So I went upstairs. Along about 7 o'clock, I said, okay, I'll go downstairs now. I go downstairs, and the board says it's left. And I said, how could you leave? You've been sending me text messages that you're going to be late. I don't know anything about that. I said, well, here's my phone. Look, text messages from AA that you're not leaving until an hour from now. What is going on? And, of course, when they saw that these were from American Airlines themselves, they decided, oh, well, maybe we'll check into this. Well, they said, oh, well, the bus that was taking the people out to the plane has come back. We'll make sure you get on that bus.
Yeah, you will.
I said, okay, that's good. That's good, because you're the ones who are telling me that this flight is delayed. I have yet to understand how they can tell someone the flight is delayed and then supposedly load everybody. But be that as it may, everybody had come back. They were waiting downstairs. But anyway, I finally had gotten a hold of one of these AA help people, and she's standing by me. She said, I'll let you know as soon as we have the door that the bus is leaving out of, I will make sure you get down there. So she did. I got down there, got out on the bus. Everybody's down there joking, do you think we got on the plane this time? Because apparently the flight was missing one of the pilots when they took them out there. So the guys at the gate had no idea what was going on the plane, and apparently the people who send out the text messages had a better idea of what was going on, except they were off. That last text message that said 8:15 was wrong. They took off at 7:45, so 7:45.
Well, at least they texted you, considering the last time I had the delays when I went to Cleveland last summer, 2 summers ago now, and I was delayed for 3 hours. I didn't get any notifications that I was delayed for 3 hours.
Is it in your
until
profile?
I walked over there. Now it is.
Okay.
Now I actually have a profile. That's also part of it.
That's part of it, because it's in my profile. So anyway, I got on the plane. It was a very tiny plane. There's actually one, that morning, it was one flight attendant and the 2 pilots. So we flew in to Columbia late. How do you make a 6:49 plane late? Whatever. So we are late. I finally get to the conference about 11 o'clock. And it goes on from the conference was great. Glad I finally made it. My new rule of thumb is to fly Delta into Columbia, South Carolina, rather than American Airlines, since Delta flies from Atlanta and they're flying a bigger plane. So, and they have planes on Friday. They had planes leaving every 2 hours going to Atlanta. So, from now on, it's going to be Delta into South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
or you take the train.
Or the train. The train, I would have gotten there sooner and would have had a bedroom overnight. So, and would have eaten on time, and with a bedroom you get meals. So
yeah,
I would have, and it would have been maybe $100 more, and I would have enjoyed every last minute of it. I sleep really well on a train. So anyway, conference was great. Flew back Delta, which is what the college travel bureau had done.
Mm-hmm.
And that worked extremely well. I got into Atlanta. I only had less than an hour between flights, but this time the train was running between the terminals. I ran into somebody who worked there. I said, point me in the direction of Terminal A, and I was in Terminal D. He did. I came down to where the train is. The train was right there, coming into the station. Got on the train, got off at Terminal A, bingo. The nice thing was I had the app for Delta, so that, and I had updated it so that they knew that it was connected with my SkyMiles number. So even when we touched down in Atlanta, I turned my app on, and it immediately came up with the gate. So I knew exactly where I was headed. And the other thing I liked about Delta is that there's an electronic tag in the baggage tag that you get. And so on your app, you can see where your bag is. So I could see that my bag made it onto the plane before I did. So that went really well. And apparently Delta's really working hard to get better in public's opinions of them. So going down was a nightmare. I was so tired because, of course, getting to bed, I didn't get to bed until 11, woke up at about 4, or 3 something with the text message, and back to sleep again. Anyway, finally, Monday night, I got some decent sleep. The hotel was fine. And as I said, the conference went really well. And while I was there, I went to a local yarn shop. And so later on, we'll talk about what I got at that yarn shop. It was a brand new yarn shop. I think it's the only one in town that has kind of like hand-dyed yarns. Okay. Because the other ones, when I looked up, were Joann's and Michael's. And although they're lovely, they're not exactly what I was looking for. And then I worked on my Zweig. Do you want to talk about the Zweig? Sure. Okay. So I did take my Zweig because there was no way I was going to finish it while it was gone. And that's what I was taking pictures of in my knitting in public. So it definitely fits over my head. And it's got a whitish neck. My needles are too short to do anymore, but I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be just fine, and I'll wear a turtleneck or something underneath of it. I like the colors. It's going to be very light, unlike many of the other Zweigs. Or like mine. Like your Zweig, which has a dark background.
Which we also have to watch the needles, because they might pop. But where's the center back? Center back, I think, is back here.
Well, I didn't even look for that for mine.
Yeah. So mine has a smaller head hole, which I'm hoping will block out. And then...
That's really pretty.
I think it'll
Yours is very dramatic.
Mine is very dramatic.
Really subtle.
So, we figured out Mom is about a half a row ahead of me now, but I did beat her on the lace.
Yes.
If you saw our Instagrams. Neither of us finished them that day, but I did finish the lace yesterday before Mom did. And it's really quite pretty. So,
yes, let me get my needles
but
back
she
on.
is... she did the full row, first row of the color work.
Yes.
I have done this much of the row of color work. So, yes, we are.
And I had the right number
in
of stitches.
I do too.
So I'm quite pleased.
I miscounted, so I was counting them off by 50s, and one of my 50 sections had 60. So I was 10 less, and I was like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. And then I found it, and I was like, alright, we okay.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. But I really like how it looks on. I think it'll be nice. Like, I think it'll fit. I hope it'll fit.
I think it'll be fine if it's...
the neck hole is a bit tighter than...
Mine.
Well, than I made, I think, in the past. But I don't know, and I don't know why. I mean, I used the size 3s instead of the size 5.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't do. I don't go down needle sizes for my... orders.
For your collars and
hems. I don't.
well, the hem we're not supposed to, just for the collar, I think, and maybe on the sleeves.
I don't go down needle sizes for ribbing. Let's just put it that way. Ribbing generally pulls in enough for me anyway, and my concern is if it's at a hem, I don't want it hugging my butt. You know, I don't know that I ever had a figure where that was cute. Maybe when I was 8. But I certainly don't need something going and sucking right in at my butt and then ballooning out someplace else. Yeah. So I use the regular size needles that are going to be in the body of the sweater to do my ribbing because the ribbing pulls it in anyway. You know, it brings it in and it's gentler. So that's the difference with our neck edges. I did not go down 2 needle sizes for my neck, and I'm okay with that. That's just fine. So I think that is all I worked on. 3 things. I brought 4 things. I brought my summer linen sweater, but I didn't open it. So now that I'm home, I'm going to finish my Moderne. That'll be tonight. And then I'll probably finish the color work on the Zweig and then put it aside because I've got to go back to my owl. My owl has sat here right beside me here the entire time I was gone because I needed to bring the back with me for the front to make sure that they end up the same sizes of the armholes. So I have about 2 or 3 inches more to go on this for the front to make halfway. So anyway, I'll color work on the Zweig, finish the Moderne, and then back to this. And then when this reaches halfway, then I may work a little bit more on my summer sweater and the other sweater. So that's my plan. So this is time for those of you who are new or haven't heard. We have a whip along going on in our threads over in Ravelry.
I've been really good at it.
Yeah, you know, I haven't been posting. I finished, what, 1?
I think 1.
I think 1. And if I finish that blue thing, that would be 2.
But I finished the, I can't even list the...
Bless you.
Sorry about that. At work, they call that the startled chipmunk. Because
it certainly
I'm a startled chipmunk when I sneeze. So let's see. Where is the whip along thread? Did I post it here? Yes. So I finished my Gramps.
Yes, you did.
And I finished the Jimmy Bean MCal from the Gilmore Girls.
From the Gilmore
which
Girls.
I've actually worn a number of times.
Have you?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know.
Oh, it's colder in the office.
It's colder in the office, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. That's cool. And so right now I'm working on the Mia tunic.
Nice. Oh, I love that color.
And it's looking pretty good. I'm
excellent.
I'm thinking once I get to halfway through the increases of the back panel that I will put it on some sort of line and try it on. But it's looking pretty good.
That's
looking
great.
Pretty good. Yeah, so maybe that can be tonight. I'm currently on pattern or row repeat 6 out of 18.
That's not bad.
If I can get through number 9 tonight, I can try it on.
Okay.
The only problem is, for some reason, this yarn
is leaving color.
Well, not leaving color on my hands, but if you look under my nails,
yeah, leaving little pieces.
Little pieces. And let me get the ball band. It's Ellery Cozy Bamboo. So it's really lovely. It's beautiful. I don't know why I have so much of it, because I don't know if I'm going to use it all.
I don't know.
So we'll see.
You bought it a while ago.
I did.
So anyway, if any of you have those whips, we're closing it, I think, July 15th.
I think we decided that, yes.
Yes. So, there's
in about a month
to maybe pull out one of your whips and get it done, because, you know, we all have them.
We really do.
And we started them probably because we loved them.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
And something else more shiny came along.
Yes. Yeah. So, anyway, we are trying to encourage people, mainly ourselves, to finish some of the whips that we've got. Yes. Anything else?
No, I'm sorry for being slightly distracted during your storytelling of your travels. I was checking my American account to see if they took my miles for my Seattle trip, and they haven't, so I just had to submit that to be like, excuse me.
Yes.
That should count. I signed up, like, the day of the flight back, but I still should be able to claim them.
Yes.
Because it's been within the last 6 months.
They tell you if you do that, then you should get the points. Anyway, I was somewhat disappointed in American Airlines. I've flown over 1 million miles with them.
Yeah, I mean,
and,
I've been recently disappointed with them.
A little bit better out of Reagan National, but Reagan National just seemed very distracted. And some places, they're the only airline you can really fly to get anywhere. So anyway, I'm home. I'm not feeling great, I have to say. We went out to the boat to do some repair work, and we had to come back after about an hour and a half, because I think that I may have caught something while we were gone, or while I was gone, and had rice for dinner. So
Which is fine.
I'm not hungry. I feel full. I just... So anyway, you know, a little rain falls into everybody's life. This week it's mine. It's not a problem. Meanwhile, boats in the water, yes. Yay! And got the mainsail on yesterday with the cover. The jib is being repaired.
That's what you meant. Okay.
Yes, the jib is out.
You didn't say jib. You said a different word in your text message. It auto-corrected.
It
said job, and then you went and said, and Dad is doing some other odd jobs. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense now.
The jib is being repaired. Should be back in action by Wednesday sometime. And we'll get that on the boat. So then we're racing on Thursday. That you can't, I guess. You're not back in time.
I might. If I could take a train out to port. I don't know.
Of course. So anyway, so what we do today. Today we reattach the hot water tank to the water system. So that's good. And started getting some of that pink antifreeze out. And let's see, we were going to wash the deck, but we got there too late to bring the boat up to the dock. We don't have a deep water dock at our club, so... And there was already somebody at the far end, at the deep end. And I didn't feel like testing how deep does the water at low tide. And just as well we didn't, because then my stomach started to get rumble like crazy. And I said, we got to go now. So we got a few things done. We'll be back out on Tuesday, hopefully get up to the dock, wash the deck. Just because ropes laying on the deck, they cause discolorations, and we'll scrub that. And we have to check the sink. I think we need a new washer for the sink. Just odds and ends that need to be seen to.
Before your 2-week trip?
Before our 2.5-week trip. Yes. So anyway, while I was in Columbia. Columbia, South Carolina. I looked up the local yarn shop, and one had just opened in April. So first, I Google mapped it, and it says, "Oh, it's 9 minutes away." I said, "Oh, I'll walk." It was nine car minutes away.
You have to check that.
Yeah, I walked for 1.5 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, "Oh, you're 5 minutes away." And I finally looked. I went, It was 3.5 miles from my hotel.
Yeah.
And the conference let out at 5, and the shop closes at 6. And I do maybe 3.5 miles an hour on the flat, on a treadmill. I'm here to tell you, Columbia's not flat. There's a lot of hills in Columbia. And it seemed pretty safe walking. They had a lot of sidewalks, and I had gotten right to the very far edge of University of South Carolina. So I went from on the east side, the furthest east side, to the furthest west of the dorms in 1/2 hour. Doing the best I could, up and down the hills. And I was huffing and puffing, and I just said, I'm not going to make it. I mean, I could keep walking, and I would have. If I had 2 hours, I wasn't going to make it. So I called Lyft, and they came and got me and took me back to the hotel.
Aww.
So the next day, we got out, and I said, all right, I've got 45 minutes to get there. I'm calling Lyft, and they can drive me over. So I got a very nice woman driver.
Lovely.
Who was a little confused, but managed to finally find me and pick me up and drove me over to the yarn store, which is called Lola.
Okay.
And I took a picture of the bag on Instagram. I didn't bring it with me. I couldn't fit it in my suitcase. Somehow, when I pack or unpack, it never goes in quite as easily as it went coming from home. I don't know why. I mean, I did have 2 more balls of yarn, and what I was doing, knowing that I'm going to be trying to keep up with the Tour de Sock, I bought sock yarn. So I got Berroco Sock. By the way, I got to the store with 5 minutes to go. I mean, it's not like I can walk in the store and wander around. But I asked the woman who was there about sock yarn, and this is what she brought me to. These two. Jawoll. So a German sock wool, which is really interesting.
Does it have the oh?
So it has, this is what you use in addition. You hold
the
a double.
toes and heels.
Toes and heels. And I thought that was really nifty.
That is extremely nifty.
Isn't that extremely nifty? So I'm going to be using that. And then I have this. So these are 2 yarns that I have for Tour de Sock.
I love this.
Isn't that great? Jawoll. And the color is Jawoll. It's Lang.
Color is 902.162.
Yeah. It says color. I don't know what
it's
that means.
Jawoll color superwash.
Oh, this. Maybe it shows you the sock.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of, it's not really stripes. I wouldn't say they're definite stripes, but it's a definite rainbow. So, very excited about that. But the Tour de Sock suggested colors are up, I think, in the FAQs. So if you've registered, if you've paid your $10, which we know goes to Doctors Without Borders, you can be a cheerleader and get all the patterns, or you could be on a very relaxed team. You could be a relaxed person all by yourself, or you could be competitive. So you can be relaxed, semi-relaxed, or competitive. Let me tell you, you'd have to be fast to beat the Finns. I have never seen teams of women that knit as fast as the Finns do. I'm in awe, totally in awe of the Finns. They are great. But anyway, we'd love to have you. And those of you who are in Harry Potter, knitting, crocheting, there is Twisted Stitches is trying to set up teams. So there's a place that you can go and put in a Google survey to let them know, who you are and what kind of team you want. I haven't heard back about my team yet, but I'm sure I will. Either way, I'm registered, so I'll get the patterns. And there is a tester pattern up for those who've registered. A warm-up. I'm not going to do that because I'm just going to wear my hands right into a frazzle if I do that. But I have the pattern. It's vertical stripes, and I've got some wool that I already had somewhere around here. Where is it? It was on this table. Oh, well.
Meh.
Huh. I pulled it out. Oh, I see it. It's right up there. You want to hold on a minute? I'll get it and show you all. Here we go. This is West Yorkshire Spinners, and these are the ones that I did my full set of socks in just now. So I thought I'd do these, and I thought I'd be able to get 2 pairs of socks out of that because it's a heck of a lot of yarn in one of these things. Does it tell me? Okay. There's 400 and some yards in each of these things, so it's more than enough to do that. So that's good. But that's not all that I bought. I went to the site and looked up the sponsors of Tricot Sock, and Miss Babs is one of them. And so I decided to treat myself to some Miss Babs. Treat myself. This is called Hot Shot.
Very pretty.
And tones of kind of rose.
Yeah.
Dusky rose.
Yep, it's a babette. Or a wild
iris. It's a one of a kind. And it's called Hot Shot. Fingering yarn. It's 80%.
No, that's the type of yarn it is. That's the base. It's Berenica's flower.
Barren cactus.
Thank you.
Barren cactus flower. So it's like a cactus flower. And there's 400 yards. It's 80% superwash merino and 90% nylon.
20% nylon.
20% nylon. Obviously, my mind is going. This is running on empty.
I love it.
I love it.
Also on Hot Shot.
Yes.
But this is a babette.
A babette. So that means that it's a relatively constant color for them.
Well, there is variation between skeins.
And this is Mantis.
Also a babette.
Which I thought online looked almost like a seafoam. But in person, it's a little greener.
And with some brown. I like it. It's still very... Than
blue.
It's still beautiful.
So anyway, I got those. But I'm not done.
There's more.
Yes. And as usual, she sent a tiny toe.
A tiny skein of Yet/Yearning, which is her heavy lace weight merino silk. You can get it in both so Yet is the 400 yard skeins and Yearning is the 1200 yard skeins.
Ah. And this is a wild iris. I don't even think there's a name on it.
There usually isn't.
And then another...
A stitch marker.
Stitch marker. There we go. Stitch marker. So that was really nice. Thank you very much. We got that. But then I also sent a note off to BugBear Woolens.
Which is interesting because they're who our friend has yarn from.
Yeah. So...
Beautiful.
And you can see I haven't opened it yet.
Oh, that pink might be perfect.
For what?
For my fading point.
Oh.
I might have to order
it. So this is Blush. So cute. Little teddy bear. And this is Gemstones Sock. 75% merino, 25% nylon. It's superwash. There's 437 yards. So there's certainly enough in that. This, I think, is gorgeous. This is called Amaretto. And this is 80% Blueface Leicester superwash and 20% nylon. And I do like socks in Blueface Leicester. I think they hold up pretty well. So that was really nice. And then this I actually thought was going to be grayer than this. It looks
pretty black.
Pretty black to me. Charcoal. And I thought it was going to be a charcoal gray instead of a charcoal black, but I think we're fine. So there's, oh, see? There's some gray,
charcoal gray
in it. I don't know if you see. So I thought it was going to be more of the gray than the black, but it's fine. So they're looking for some high contrast socks. I thought that was pretty high contrast. So I've got a nice compendium here. And then I don't think we have to make another one because I've got another one up there that I think would be a wild sock. So anyway, I think I'm set for Tricot sock and the various yarns. Do we want to tell them what we've been doing?
Do you?
Well, first of all, we have had one person register for the toe-up class at Knit in September, so that's September 30th. Any of you are close by, we'd love to have you.
Please contact Cheryl at Knit and Roslyn.
Yes. And I'm not sure what the limit is, but I'm thinking of, there's going to have to be a cutoff at some point.
That's
because
the 30th, isn't it?
The 30th of September. Have you planned to do something? Oh, good. While my teaching assistant checks to see whether or not she's actually going to be here.
I will. We haven't bought tickets to it yet.
That's good. So anyway, yes, we're both going to be there, and we're going to be doing toe-up socks, so you can get in touch with Cheryl at Knit, and that would be great. Not quite a meetup, but, you know, it would be nice to see people that, you know us. And then, again, as soon as Rhinebeck goes on sale, I'll let you know. I haven't seen anything.
She's been trying to migrate it to a different site so it's better. She said that, unfortunately, you will not, since it will not be now taking you to PayPal, you cannot use like PayPal credit. You will have to use your credit card, but it's still processing through PayPal. And she's still working out the kinks. I saw it on Facebook a few days ago.
Okay.
And she understands that everyone is upset that it's so late, but, you know, she's upset too.
A platform that works.
Yeah.
Because I found that getting the tickets very difficult on that platform that she had.
Yeah, so if I can... oh no, it's New York Shipping Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was April 24th. Okay. Still no ETA on when registration opens. I've been testing the new website and there are still issues that won't allow registration to go smoothly. I am not happy, really not happy with the way things are going, and my apologies for the frustration this has caused. I am with you. However, while I have your attention, I'll let you know what's new. We're using a PayPal system, but not the one you're used to seeing. It will be a seamless transaction. You won't be automatically brought into the PayPal website. Also means you won't be able to pay with PayPal or use an e-check. You'll have to use a credit card. To avoid overselling classes, the new website has a timer on the shopping cart. You'll have 15 minutes after adding each workshop to your cart to initiate the checkout process. So it's best to know exactly what you want and be ready with your credit card to complete the transaction. I still hope to have a preview open for at least a few days so you can make your selections before registration actually begins. I do not know yet if you will have to re-register your information on the new website or if that info transfers, but I have asked that when the preview opens, you can also register for an account at that time rather than waste precious minutes on opening day. And she appreciates if there are no negative comments posted, as it is just as frustrating for her as it is for the rest of us.
And I know Karen. She's really been a wonderful helper, a friend to me, and I'm sure she's tearing her hair out because, and she's doing all of this from North Carolina, which is where they moved, I think, to be closer to her kids. So anyway, she's working hard at that. We'd love to see you at Knit. And then the other thing that we're doing is we've started dyeing yarn.
Yep.
And Cheryl at Knit asked us if we wanted to get involved in that, and we've been talking about it for a while. So we said, well, Cheryl, if you're willing to sell it, we're willing to dye it. And so certainly by September, we will have lots of yarn.
Yes.
Over at Knit. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. If anybody's, by the time, we'll let you know when we actually deliver some over to Knit. And if you're going to be there on Knit Night, let me know. I mean, that's certainly a place where you can meet up. And we can just sit and chat because we normally do.
And I think the July one won't be the first. We should talk to Cheryl because the first Wednesday is 4th of July.
Right, and that can't be.
So it probably will be the second Wednesday.
That'd be great.
I hope so.
That'd be great. And we should have yarn in there by then because we started dyeing
at least a little bit.
A little bit, yes. We're waiting for ball bands.
I have a coworker who is and a friend. We are work friends.
Yes. She's really sweet.
She's great. So she and her partner are currently working up some ideas for us.
Designs for the ball bands. So that'll be good. And it's nice to have someone who just asks you to, could you do this? So we've come up with some colors and we're pretty happy with them. So we'll keep you posted on that. I think that's about it. That's all the work I think I've been doing.
Oh!
What?
I finished a hat!
Oh! Well then, dear Lord, tell us all about it.
So this is the Pull the Wool Over in Asylum Fibers, Aragog, and Aaron. It's in, I can't remember the colors right now, but it's really quite beautiful.
Gorgeous. And is this going to be...
This is a sample for her. So I will send it or give it to her when I see her next.
That is fantastic.
I do have a good amount of yarn left over, so I might see if she... Well, I've already texted her to see if she would like some mitts or something else knit out of the yarn. Because why not? And yeah, so I did that. Match. Yeah, and I did that very quickly this week because I needed something quick and easy and for the train. And then I realized I could bring my Zweig. I was working on my Zweig and I got mad at my Zweig. Well, I didn't get mad at it. It's just like I did not feel like knitting on it. So I then cast this on and then I finished this and then I put my Zweig back in my bag.
Because it had a little timeout.
Yeah.
Sometimes the timeout's good.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe the Zweig will be kept as my purse project. I'll keep it on. I'll put it back on 16s after I put the color. Once I do the color work and separate it for the sleeves, and then I can just blast through the body on 16s. So that I think is my plan because I would really like to actually finish the sweater and get the sweater done. And then I can still work on this. And then we know we have our
Rhinebeck sweaters.
Yes. And then I can work on my Mia during times like the Tony Awards, I think, is going to be a time of the Mia because I do not think I should be doing color work while watching the Tonys because Mother and I are prone to getting up and dancing and singing along.
Yes.
Especially during the Revivals showcase section. So, yeah, about that. And it's Once Upon an Island, My Fair Lady, and Carousel this year.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Nice.
So,
really nice.
Musicals we love, and we'll probably get up and dance because it's the Tonys. What else do you do?
Not, just because I'm not
because
you're
great, not feeling so great. But yeah, this is what happens.
Yes.
I think that's all I'm working on.
Okay, so for you this week, it's the Mia?
It's the Mia and the Zweig.
Okay.
I want to get through... I want to get to, like, below the boobs. And then I want to put that on holders and get on the sleeve. And put the body on holders and then just knock the sleeves out.
Sounds good.
I think that's going to be a sweater where I just need to knock those sleeves out or else I'm going to be pissy. Yeah.
Sounds good.
But I figure once I get to either of those points or I finish my Mia, then I'll pick up the... See, the only problem... Sorry.
Problem?
yes, I would like to finish, or keep working on / finish Leo's sweater.
Right.
But that involves the iPad. Because it has the pattern on it.
Oh, and so it's at home.
No,
it's an at-home.
It's an at-home project.
Yes, that's
we're coming to the end of this ball. Very good. But I also want to finish the Chuck, which is also a very heavy, need to look at the pattern, which is on my iPad kind of thing. I'm
going to finish Leo, because Leo
I'm going to finish Leo first, yes. But I can't cast on anything else for myself.
No.
Big. I can't cast on another sweater until I finish
Zweig,
the Chuck. Zweig, the Chuck. Well, the Chuck, the Mia, Leo, and then the Zweig.
Yeah.
Because I really want a Tanya. And I think I figured out that I'm going to knit like the proper size for the chest. Because I think, so if you haven't seen it, it's fitted through here, and then it becomes like super A-line. But it flows really beautifully. So I was thinking about going down a size on it, but I think I want to go with a small and go with a 38 around the chest. It'll be a little bit of negative ease, but the hem is then 54 inches. So it's 16-inch difference.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be enough positive ease.
More than enough.
More than enough. And I think it'll make up for the possible, issues with whatever I have. Because the next size up is a 43.
No.
And I am definitely not a 43. I am a 40, or no, I'm a 38. Technically, as per Amy Herzog, I'm a 37 and a half.
Okay.
But I usually knit the 38 or the 40 just for.
See, I don't like that much positive ease.
I don't either, but I like it. It works better for like my arms and stuff. But I have recently started knitting the 30. Well, I'm knitting the 36 of the Zweig. So I feel like this is what happened to you when you started knitting all your sweaters in a size too big. When I feel like it happened probably around this age where you were like, no, I should be this. And it's like, no. And I have to remember that it's like you knit. The thing is that my full bust is about a 40. And so I think that's what I keep on thinking when I pick sweaters. When I really should be doing it for the high bust, which is a 37 and a half.
Yes.
This is why when people are like, you talk to your mom all the time, I'm like, yes, my mother is brilliant.
Well, I'm not brilliant, but at least I know somewhat of what I'm talking about.
You're brilliant.
Whatever. Oh, and I was talking about our knitting and our podcast down in Columbia, South Carolina at the conference. And we may have gotten 2 people who are going to be watching us, 2 of the graduate students. So, hi, guys.
Hello.
I hope you do tune in. I really had a great time with you all. I think you're going to be great teachers. Gosh, you guys are going to be great. So,
my mommy's getting excited.
They're excited. So I hope that
there is hope for the future.
There's hope for the future. These women were fantastic.
Good.
Yes. Oh, and then I met a guy who was born at the University of Virginia Hospital. So one of the other women had been born there too, so they felt like they were hospital twins.
Love it.
And then and he turned to me, some reason Virginia stuck in his mind and says, what about you? And I said, well, I was born in Virginia, but not University of Virginia Hospital. But I went to UVA as an undergrad. And he goes, so did I. So the rest of the week, it was all like, wahoo-wah.
Oh, yay.
So,
that's
I'm
great.
definitely sinking here, folks.
That's okay.
Don't hear anything from me for the next several days. You'll know why.
It's okay. We also have to figure out what we're doing for Father's Day. That's next weekend, I just realized.
Well, obviously, we're going over to the nursing home and seeing Grandpa.
Oh, I guess so.
And we'll be working on the boat to get it ready for the next weekend trip.
Okay.
So, I don't know. We may be able to go sailing.
Do you want me to come over and make cocoa bars?
That's a great idea. That's a wonderful idea.
Yes, we've resorted to what can Elizabeth make that Father will eat, even though that's probably not the best way to handle these things.
Well, it's better than the cake.
Yeah, it's better than getting a cake or... Not that... Well, when Marlon brought up the cake, that was lovely. For the two,
that was nice.
You know, that was lovely.
That was nice.
We're not saying cake isn't good, but cake is just... It's a lot in our house.
Yeah.
Especially now that I don't live at home.
Right. So that means just Richard be eating it.
Yeah, because we can't really eat cake anyways.
Well, I can't have the icing.
Yeah. So if I make cocoa bars, it's something you can eat.
Something I can have. I'll get 2 and he'll get the rest. But that'll be good. Okay. Yeah, that would be lovely. Okay. So that's good.
Just because I figured we wouldn't want to go out to dinner because he'll want to be on the boat for as long as possible.
Yeah, I don't see that. Maybe get some shrimp or something.
Or we go to Bear Burger or something on the way home.
Whatever.
We'll figure it out. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I think it is...
Ends. I'm going to be almost close to weaving an ends, but maybe in an hour.
Yay!
So excited.
All right. We're going to let you all go. We're going to go and watch the Tonys. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.